Varner Cat. Shout out to Let's Get to the Root. You feel me? This is what happened to Elle Varner. Did she steal K Michelle's vocal style? Now me, I fuck with Elle Varner. Most likely after this video, I'm gonna do my research, or hopefully this video tells me, what's been going on in her life, because she dropped that classic, Can I Get a Refill? And then I never really heard from her again. You feel me? And that was a good song. You feel me? But we ain't gonna talk too much. We're gonna get straight into the video.
Can I get a refill? Can I get a refill? Can I get a refill?
Sing that shit, nigga.
Yeah.
It was probably already in the cards from birth that Elle Varner would make music her life.
Nah. Gangsta, I'm dead ass listen to that song after that just because it is.
After all, she was born into a musical family and had a front row seat to witness her parents' journey to make a name for themselves in the industry. She took her time and completed steps that many other artists tend to skip. She learned how to play several different instruments, attended music programs, and focused on honing her skills over many years.
She could sing.
Then, after a well-received debut album, she would be forced to deal with numerous struggles and setbacks before finally being able to release her next project. Let's find out whatever happened to American R&B singer-songwriter Elle Varner. Los Angeles native Gabrielle Serene Varner came into the world on February 12, 1989, to a Cape Verdean mother and a half Swedish, half Black father. Her home was high on creativity and low on rules, since both of her parents were singers, songwriters, and musicians. Elle actually spent most of her childhood sleeping on studio couches and running around green rooms while watching them strive for success in the music business. It was important for her to see them fight so hard for their dream, and not only the glitz and glamour side of the industry. It gave her a great blueprint for what to do and what not to do. At age 6, her grandfather bought her a flute. She played it in her elementary school band, and that gave her the ear for notes and sparked her interest to learn how to play other instruments, such as the piano and guitar, and eventually bass and drums. She also grew up singing in the Baptist church she and her family attended. Even though Elle did take her time honing her skills, her talent and confidence in her abilities was obvious. Working in the studio at around 11 or 12 became a positive outlet for her when she was getting bullied or ignored at school. At age 13, she wrote her very first song after telling her father that the song she was working on was
in the face a little bit. She reminded me of like a LMA a little bit.
With one of his artists, quote, sucked. She told him she could do a much better job, even though she had never even attempted to write a song before. So her father left her in the studio with the engineer, and an hour and a half later, she had written and recorded, background vocals included, her very first song. She went on to attend New York University's Clive Davis Institute of Recorded Music, and it was here that Gabrielle became Elle. On a trip through IKEA one day, she heard a woman call her daughter Elle, who she revealed had the same birth name, Gabrielle. Elle wasn't a fan of the typical shortened version of her name, Gabby, so she went with Elle. After graduating, she decided to go the mixtape route and came out with Conversational Lush, just before her debut album, titled Perfectly Imperfect, was released in the summer of 2012. The lead single, Only Wanna Give It To You, was a minor hit. However, it was the follow-up, Refill, which got her a Grammy nomination for Best R&B Song that made everyone really take notice. She describes the album as a real fusion of hip-hop and soul, soulful vocals mixed with hip-hop beats. Elle didn't waste any time getting to work on her follow-up effort, which began in 2013. However, the process to bring this project to the masses would be far different from any other experience she'd ever had. That same year, she went public with her relationship with professional basketball player
Oh
Iman
shit.
Shumpert. She gushed to HipHollywood.com about him, saying, "He's awesome. We've been friends for such a long time. Of all the guys that I've met throughout being in the limelight, he's the only guy that really stuck it out and built a friendship with me. And it meant a lot, so we're happy. I'm glad I'm not hiding it anymore. It was a lot of work." Sadly, their relationship would end just a few months after her grand declaration. But on the plus side, the breakup no doubt provided some great material for future projects. The album that she described as passionate, honest, intense, and expressive wasn't meant to be. After dropping a couple of singles and dealing with several years of pushbacks, the album title, Four-Letter Word, was eventually shelved, and she was subsequently dropped from RCA Records. In later interviews, Elle does the most to dodge the questions about her departure. Whatever really happened must have been major, since there was, and still is, an article from March 2014 totally hyping up her new album coming out later that year on the label's website. 2014 would also mark the year she would have her first celebrity beef experience with former friend R&B singer K. Michelle.
Oh shit.
She accused Elle of stealing her vocal style. Since they were friends, it's not unusual that they would talk about the projects they were each working on. One day, Elle played a song called Cold Case, and while listening to it, K. Michelle immediately noticed that it had a very similar style to a song that she had played for Elle some time ago. A major contributing factor was probably the fact that Elle used the same producers. During an interview with New York's premier hip-hop radio station, Hot 97, K. Michelle said she directly asked her to not put out the song. Unfortunately, the next thing she knows, the song does get released. Another underlying issue that probably encouraged K. Michelle to publicly blast Elle.
So did K. Michelle do something behind closed doors that resulted in Elle Varner going on a decline?
About the song
Basically,
was the relationship each woman had with rapper Meek Mill. K. Michelle admitted in the same interview that she did have a crush on Meek, and she was hurt by Elle posting pics with herself and him, as she perceived it as somewhat of a taunt. Elle won her first Grammy in 2017 for her work on Chance the Rapper's mixtape, Coloring Book. 2 years later, her sophomore album, titled Ellevation, finally dropped. The title reflects on her journey to overcoming the many difficulties that she experienced in her life over the past several years. Executive produced by Elle, the album features collabs by singer Stacey Barth and rappers Rhapsody and Wale. She revealed that she went through numerous changes over many years: label changes, industry changes, friend changes, and relationship changes. It all affected her so much that she originally began pouring her heart out in the songs that were slated to appear on her shelved second album. Ultimately, she ended up being glad the album never came out, since she didn't want her second album to be full of so much pain and anger. To bring herself out of that dark place, Elle sought out therapy and went to church. A lot.
I mean, in a way, it's like music is another form of expressing yourself too, so.
During her hiatus, she also made some major boss lady moves. She started her own record label and now owns her masters.
Okay.
She spoke to Philadelphia's hip-hop and R&B radio station Power 99 about the importance of learning about and participating in this side of the music business, saying, "On one hand, it's so fun to just be an artist. Then you look up one day and you're like, what? They took my what? We've heard this story a million times. So at a certain point, you're either going to keep living like that, or you say, you know what? I'm going to go to the meeting, or I'm going to read the contract. Even if this is not my favorite thing to do, life is not about doing everything that you want to do all the time. During the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, Elle has done several live online concerts for her fans on Instagram. On June 16th, she made a post announcing the release of a new song on SoundCloud, aptly titled Crazy Wild, with the caption, "With all the tragic events happening in the world right now, I wanted to contribute something to uplift people's spirits with one of the best medicines there is, music. This is my first baby I wrote, played, and produced 100%. Thanks for watching. Please like,
Damn.
share, and comment. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notifications.
That's a fact. Shout out to Let's Get to the Root. I still listen to that song here and there. Hopefully, I would want to see her make a comeback. She could definitely sing. Now, I don't know her and K Michelle's beef. I didn't even know they was friends. I didn't even know she was with Amon Shumford. I thought Tiana Taylor and Amon Shumford was always together, but I guess not. With that being said, I appreciate y'all for the love and support. Love is loving. I'm going to catch y'all in the next video.